What's up YouTube, it's K.D.M Sports back again with some more basketball talk as we're finally concluding with the first round of the postseason. This season feels a lot like how the 2000s were with high-level competition. For example, this season the Warriors and Kings were both teams with 46 and 36 records and they still didn't make the playoffs. This season will definitely hold a lot of weight to whichever team wins the title, especially from the West. This is like back in the 2000s when most people thought the real finals were being played in the Western Conference Finals. The 8th seeded Pelicans finished just 8 games back from the 1 seeded OKC Thunder. Imagine the type of feat Jokic and the Nuggets would achieve winning this title. This is the most jam-packed Western Conference I've seen in ages. As a fan of basketball, Jokic would definitely have to make my list of winning one of the most competitive rings of all time. The East is weaker, which usually that's the case, but even with that being said, 1 through 8 all have winning records. The Celtics are definitely the favorite to come out of the East with how dominant they've been in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics have real depth to their team. They have undeniable chemistry and a very well-rounded team. A big 3 in the starting 5 along with one of the best defensive guards there is in Drew Holiday. Porzingis is a solid rim protector. Al Horford off the bench is also very solid defensively and rebounding wise. Boston's got the experience, defense, and offensive production. That's why Boston has been so successful. It's hard to really bet against Boston making another NBA Finals this season. Boston, in my opinion, has the biggest advantage. How could you not say that? The difference between the Celtics and the next best in their conference was 14 games during the regular season. The Knicks ended up with the second best seed in the conference and was 14 games behind the Celtics. From 2nd seed to 8th seed, only 4 games separate the 2nd seed and 8th seed. The Celtics vs Heat series I don't see being that competitive this time around. On paper it really shouldn't be that competitive, but we've seen time and time again the Heat being underdogs and prevailing. The Celtics had a 3-0 record against the Heat in the regular season and have been absolutely destroying the Heat, although Jimmy Butler hasn't been playing. Boston gets it done next game in 5. That's my opinion. Boston is first in blocks as a team and second in points. Boston also is number 1 in offensive rating and 3rd in defensive rating. Boston also has a 43-11 record versus their conference. They'll most likely have to face Cleveland in the next round, and I believe they'll get past Cleveland easily as well. I'm thinking Boston will face Pacers or Knicks in the conference finals. I'm leaning more towards the Knicks though. The Celtics' path to the finals won't be too difficult. The East has been known as the weaker conference historically, and like I've mentioned before, every team besides the Celtics are 1 game apart from each other. The games between the lower seeds are competitive. Boston will be playing against teams that were worn out from previous series. Pacers and Knicks, if they do meet, which I think they will definitely be battling it out in highly contested games. I just don't see a scenario where the Celtics don't make it back to the finals this season, seeing how dominant they've been. This could potentially be another 2008 type season for Boston unless an upset happens. The Western Conference is definitely trickier to predict, and a lot more upsets could definitely happen just based off how balanced and tight the conference is in terms of records and all that. Nuggets are up 3-1 now and have now won 13 out of 14 against LA. It's pretty safe to say they take out LA in the first round. In the second round, they'll play the Timberwolves, and for me, that's a toss-up. Minnesota actually went 2-2 in the regular season against Denver. In the games that the T-Wolves won against the Nuggets, the games were not close. In the games that Denver won, the games were close. Minnesota is coming as legit contenders, but Denver will win a closely contested series, mainly due to experience and championship pedigree. Denver is a well-oiled machine at this point. I could see this series being a tough 6-game or even 7-game series, with Denver edging it out. My prediction for who will meet in the Western Conference Finals are the Denver Nuggets and LA Clippers. Although the Thunder won against the Clippers in the regular season, I believe the chemistry that the Clippers have built with everyone accepting their roles on the team and being effective at the things that each player does best, along with the experiences and wisdom each of these marquee players have acquired during their time spent in the NBA. The players I point to are guys like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. Over a 7-game series, experience can sometimes be a deciding factor, especially when the talent is an even playing field. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Clippers make it to the conference finals again for the first time since 2021. Even though it's 2-2 right now and can go either way between Dallas and the Clippers, because both teams seem to be evenly matched, I just think the Clippers take it in 7. In my personal opinion, I believe this season the odd makers do have this playoffs right, and we will get to see a Denver versus Boston finals. I'm going with Denver repeating and defending their championship this season. This ring will cement Nikola Jokic's legacy and definitely put him in the top 20 all time for me, or possibly top 15 greatest players of all time. Thank you guys for listening to another video of mine, and make sure to subscribe, like, share, and if you've got any opinions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below.